Greetings everyone. In this video, we just want to address two issues. The first issue, I'm actually surprised that we spent a lot of time explaining about waivers. But over the weekend, I've been meeting a number of people in and around Johannesburg who are holders of the Zimbabwean exemption permits. They have not applied. They confuse the waivers and the exemption as announced. And the people are saying, no, I don't want to apply for a waiver, I'll apply for an exemption. And we're clarifying this in simple terms. That if you are applying for an exemption without a waiver or any other visa, you're applying simple for an exemption. Your exemption will expire in November 2025, and that will be the end. You will not be able to renew it. That's what it is. But if you have a waiver, you have a receipt that you have applied for a waiver, you then apply for any of the visas provided. The majority are applying for a general work visa. Now, if you are under a general work visa, say you are granted a 4-year general work visa, it has a provision for you to renew it. This is what the minister was saying, that the holders of the Zimbabwe exemption permit needs to be assisted to get even to the permanent residence permit. But you can't get to the permanent residence category with an exemption. We need to clarify this. You need to move out of the exemption for you then to be on the path of being assisted at some point to apply for a permanent residence. So if you apply for an exemption, you will not be considered to apply for a permanent residence later on, not now, but later on, because you are working in South Africa, you are on ZEP. You do not qualify to move to another visa, right? Instead of you applying to the Department of Labor to be given a waiver, you apply for a waiver to the Minister of Home Affairs through Waivers. It grants you a waiver. Once you are granted with a waiver, because we'll have waivered all these other requirements that are needed. Some of these requirements that will have to prove that there's no South African that can do the job that you are employed to do. Once you now have a general work visa, later on, you can apply for a permanent residence. But if you ignore to apply for a waiver now, you opt for an exemption, November 2025 comes, that's the end of the road for you. And then your colleagues that applied for a waiver were granted general work visa. You will realize that your colleagues will remain in South Africa beyond November 2025, when yourself, you are required to go back. So I've been explaining this in simple terms, that you need to apply for a waiver. You can only apply for a you can only apply for an exemption if your waiver application or your visa application, whether it's a general work visa or any other visa, is rejected. You can then apply for an exemption so that you remain in the Republic of South Africa until November 2025. Or if you have decided to relocate, then apply for a waiver so that you have enough time to pack up your bags so that by November 2025 you are gone, right? Then the second issue, If you are as a migrant, you are not documented. You are in South Africa, you are not documented. Your child goes to school. There is no way you can apply for your child's study visa when you, as a parent, you are not documented. Let's make it simple. If I have a child that goes to school, I do not have a ZEP, I do not have a permanent residence, I do not have any permit at all, right? But my child goes to Orlando High, as an example, right? And they need a study visa for my child to write matric, right? And I need to apply for her study visa. I can't apply for her or for him because I'm not documented myself. So if I'm not documented, I must first be documented myself. Then my child applies for a study visa. So we are receiving many calls. People are saying they are not documented, but they want their children to have study visas. It is not possible. So firstly, organize your own papers, your own documentation. Be documented yourself first as a parent. Then you can assist your kids to apply for a study visa. In the last video, we said we must consider, and this is serious, we must consider sending our kids to study in Zimbabwe if you are a Zimbabwean, if you can't get them documents in South Africa. But you need to think hard about this so that you do not destroy your kids' future because they are unable to study because they don't have study permits on the basis that yourself as a parent, you are not documented. Please keep your questions coming right in the comment section. I am Ngabuto Nicholas Mabena. Kindly subscribe to this YouTube channel. If you're on TikTok, please do follow us. Thank you so much. Have a great day.